Hello, everybody. Boxing Bros UK here. Well, today's topic. Oh, I am here's Chris. This is Andrew the
Introduction.
Boxing Brain. This is
Hello.
Andrew the Boxing Brain. Today's topic is the aftermath of Ben Whittaker's WWC, whatever wrestling moves he was doing on Liam Cameron in that ring. Yeah. So, firstly, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Ben Whittaker. So, firstly, so you've hurt your ankle, yeah? On the way out the ring, with this hurt ankle, you're in a wheelchair, you managed to punch a hole in a fucking wall, yeah? You punched a hole in a wall. Then, you're at the airport, on your feet, a fan takes a picture of you, you run at the fan, say, what are you filming me for? Take his phone and smash it on the floor. Why didn't you run at Liam Cameron and smash his face in? But you can run up to fans and smash their phones in. Like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? So you're not helping your cause that you was actually injured, because you can't have been that bad. If security are holding you back and you're doing scrappy do in the airport, going, let me at him, let me at him. Why is he taking pictures of me? I said he can't. Like, you've really shown yourself in a bad light, and you've made it look like the injury was fake. And just like, it's just really, really not a good look. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, kind of summarised there, because the events that have kind of gone on in the last week isn't a week a long time in boxing? Not in life.
Yeah, for sure.
I go to work on Monday, and then it's the weekend. I'm like, where's that week gone? And in a week, we've had all of this stuff come out, and also other bits. You know, a little bit of kind of inside. I'm sure he won't mind me saying this. Josh Antonio sort of been in and around him at the Olympic camp situation, and knows him a little bit, and said that there are some kind of issues there, some mental health stuff going on, which, you know, so I think you add that element to it. But the whole thing, like you said, look, he quit. You know it. I know it. The world knows
Everyone knows it.
He knows it. What I think psychologically has happened, just my take, is that things got really tough in there. You know, he had to dig deep. Liam Cameron was a level above what he'd faced before. He needed some more learning fights. He's been pushed a little bit too far too soon. Great amateur, all the rest of it. Probably should have been an Olympic gold medalist, arguably. But look how he responded to that as well. You go right back to the Olympics. You go back a little while. When he got that silver medal, he was devastated, wasn't he? And he sort of went a little bit off the rails then. And you kind of thought, I remember watching it thinking, oh, okay, I understand. Of course, he's frustrated, gutted, but also it's an honour to win an Olympic medal. And he did sort of say after that, to be fair, that he did deal with that the wrong way. So look, I think he needs to get a good, if there's one there already, great, get a good sports psychologist in there, work on that mental strength, because half the battle in that ring is mental strength. He looked for a way out. He's then walking to the airport, allegedly. I think the shots are out there, punching up, smashing. What? He's got all this energy after the fight, like you alluded to. Where was it? Because potentially, and I know we've got the videos, and Dominic Inga was talking about this, he might have got his second wind in that fight, and the momentum.
Oh, the sound's gone. The sound's gone. Technical difficulties. Sound is back.
Glitch in the matrix. Always with technology. What was I saying? He might have got his second wind in that fight, dug deep and got through it. Also, and I'm sure he'll be looking at this because he's come off of all social media and he hasn't really posted unless he has over the last 24, 48 hours. If he'd have lost that fight in a close fight, but really, you know, emptied the tank, it would have come out of it quite favourably because they'd have said, oh, look, do you know what? He showed a bit of heart there. Liam Cameron far better. And what did we say in our preview? Sorry, I'm going on and on and on here. What did we say in our preview, Chris? Right?
We won't be surprised if Liam Cameron wins because we don't know if he's got the heart.
Liam Cameron is far better than what his record would suggest. So people are looking.
Oh.
So Liam Cameron was was taking what Ben Whittaker had. He was dragging him into a dogfight. Ben Whittaker wasn't using his kind of boxing brain, wasn't using his kind of any ring IQ to go, hang on a minute, let me weather the storm here. Let me box on the outside. All right. I think he got caught up in, I need to make a show. I need to try and put a dent in him. I reckon he started listening to the narrative about not him. It's so frustrating to watch because it's like, do what you know you're good at. Play to your strengths.
Exactly.
And that's the same in any sport. Don't start trying. You literally played into Liam Cameron's hands, and then you're looking for a way out. And now you're potentially not having a rematch. Anyway, I'm going to stop there because it's just, I'll go on forever.
Yeah, we've got, but my only problem with Ben Whittaker is I don't think he's made for the pro game. Because early on in his career, I'm just going to play a little clip from Dominic Ingle, Johnny Nelson, about a sparring story, between him and Liam Williams, So this is early on when he's in the amateurs, and he quit in a spar. This is facts from Dominic Ingle. No one's disputed it. So I'm going to play it. It's in two parts because on StreamYard, you can only have clips up to 1 minute. So play one and then play another.
Puts it on Ben Whittaker and sticks with him, he's going to fall to pieces. That's he's going to show him for what he is. But
do you not rate him?
No, not really.
Why?
And I'll tell you why. It's the things what happens in gyms, innit? I think I might have even said this in the interview before. Ben Whittaker, I took Liam Williams to spar him when he was an amateur down at Institute of Sport. And craftily, what they did, we had him sparring two kids, 4 rounds and 4 rounds, and he was going to fight. He was fighting Atlantis Fox, Liam Williams, and we put him in with a kid at the beginning, 4 rounds, and the kid came out, jumped on Liam Williams, tried to have a punch up with him and gas him out, and he got topside. And then they put in Ben Whittaker, who was the kind of the star of the show at the time, and he came in doing all this flashy stuff, and Liam Williams stood by, pressured him, and after 3 rounds, Ben Whittaker had enough, and he jumped out. He didn't do 4 rounds. Now, bearing in mind Liam Williams had done 4 rounds already with tough 4 rounds, and he was on about 60%. And then he got in with Ben Whittaker, who tried to be flash and everything else, and Liam Williams just chopped him down, and then he jumped out. That says a lot about a fighter. Even at that level, you kind of get an idea that even if you're getting a pasting in a sparring session, the name of the game is to finish what you're supposed to be doing, unless you get knocked out, which you shouldn't be in a sparring session.
And then here's the next bit.
So what?
Wait.
So when it's
sorry guys.
When it's a sparring session and you're an amateur and you're not, you're coming up against a professional, say as good as Liam Williams was at the time, you still just test yourself, and you've got to finish on your feet. You don't jump out. And I've seen this happen with a lot of kids over the past, when it's been a 4-rounder, they jumped out after 3. When it's been a 6, they jumped out after 5. It tells you a lot about a fighter, because in Johnny's day, you get back to Naz's days, Johnny, Kelbrook, it don't matter how bad the spar's going, you stay in for the duration of that spar. Because if you don't finish and get to the finishing line, then you're always going to think, well, it don't really matter. It does matter. Crossing the finishing line is the most important thing. Whether that's first or second or third or fourth or 10th, crossing the finish line is what counts in all sports and boxing. That, I didn't quit, I did it.
Is there an aspect of
that's creating a habit? I remember,
what about protecting the fight? Would you have that element?
But there's nothing. Look. It's not. He wasn't getting a beating in that sparring session at all. You know what I mean? And he's got a kid who's already done 4 rounds with somebody else. So mentally, you've got to go into that as a second sparring partner and think, right, he's already tired. I've just got to do what I need to do.
I remember Harold Gray sparring with
So there you go. Like, I just think that some people, some fighters, they're not made for the pro game. And I just think Ben Whittaker isn't made for the pro game. It's all right doing that flashy, tippy tappy shit in the amateurs because you can get away with it because they're it's not the pain game. Yeah, like you get a nosebleed, they stop the fight. You get a wobble, you look a bit dazed, you don't answer back to like 3 or 4 punches, they stop the fight. Like, so this is the pro game. He hasn't got power. I just don't think that Ben Whittaker has the metal for like that's early on in his career. He quit in a sparring session, and just because it wasn't going his way, and he thought it would. So he thought,
Wow.
I'm gonna make Liam Williams look silly, and because he couldn't, he spat his dummy out and got out of the ring, and that's then. And then what's he done? First time he's had a test, he's done the exact same thing. And I just don't think he's got the bottle or the balls. Like, and he's not like to be a fighter, not everyone can be fighters, especially pro fighters. And I just don't think that Ben Whittaker has got that fighter mentality. There's no shame in it. Great amateur boxer. Like he should be if he's as good as he thinks he should be dealing with Liam Cameron, but he can't because he hasn't got the heart. You can have all the skills in the world. It's Customato said, boxing is 95% mental sometimes. You've got to be physically think, right, I can weather the storm, I can do it. Like, it's just, I just don't think Ben Whittaker's made for that. And maybe because of his mental health, he can't cope. Some people, they can't cope with things not going their way and stuff. And when you're under the lights and you're on the shot, like if you can't cope with it, this is boxing and social media is horrible. And you you can't even come out and front it and say, all right, I had a bad ankle, yeah, I was losing. I want to take the rematch straight away to redeem myself, like AJ does, like Dubois has. Everyone said he quit. What did he do? Came back, had some rebuilt, had some tough fights. He's not doing that. He's just being a wet one.
And there's no shame in that, Chris. Well said, by the way. That was well said. There's no shame in it, right? Sometimes we have to. It's as we mature and get older, and he's still a young kid. It's having that self-awareness to go. Do you know what? Talking to your team around you. What am I? What am I capable of? Where's my ceiling? Not everybody's got all of those attributes that you need. You know, you look at the Danny Williams fight. I know that's an extreme example. Dislocated his shoulder. Not what was it, Potter, for Mark Potter or something like that. It was with a left hook, I think it was, or a right, depending on which one. Can't remember which one was dislocated. You know, look at the Diego Corrales Castillo fight that we covered on our Fight Rewind. Now, I'm talking we're at elite level. That was a unification fight. You know, you want to be. You know, you could argue, well, the Liam Cameron fight, you know, is you know, come again, all the rest of it. But, you know, he maybe just doesn't have the minerals and has got what it takes to be able to dig deep. And he wanted to live to fight another day. I mean, we were saying this just to sort of finish my point on this. I remember not too long ago with Dubois, after he had his orbital bone. By the way, he had his orbital bone smashed, which is, you know, a serious injury. But there was this narrative going around that Dubois was a quitter and gone. So if Ben Whittaker does the right things, right, rebuilds, does things properly, gets to sports psychology, figures out what he wants to do, what does he want in life, what is he can turn this narrative around. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely made a mistake by not doing the immediate rematch. He can turn it around, but he needs to figure out, is he a fighter? Is he a boxer, a mover, and that's what he's going to stick with, and that's his style, but not be as entertaining? Is he a Misfits fighter, or is he going to be an influencer, or a model, or what? What is he? I don't know what he is, Chris.
Yeah,
you know, does he know what he is? That's maybe the problem. Does he know what he is?
Yeah, I just think like where I think he's getting paid too much money. Was it $500,000 a fight? Something silly like that.
Something like that, yeah.
For
contract.
And it's because of the showboating, the panache. He's a good-looking kid. He's got it all. But take all that shit away. And you need the heart to be a fighter. You need the heart. You need to be a lion in there, no matter what. And from early on, he's shown he's a quitter. From early on, he's a quitter. Like he doesn't like if he doesn't go his way, he don't like it, and like he needs to take the immediate rematch. He needs to. It was bad matchmaking by Ben Shalom in the first place because like you didn't do your research. Like Liam Cameron is no fucking. It was no fucking slouch. Like we said in our preview video, I won't be surprised if Liam Cameron wins. That's what we said. If Liam Cameron won, it's not going to be like, oh my god, what an upset. He can quite easily win. Yeah, we did say that. So it's just like I just don't think that. I hope that he can prove everyone wrong and turn it around. And like you say, it needs to work on what is his style. And if we don't take the rematch, how's he going to cope with the backlash? Because and this is another thing that's annoyed me about like he's shut down on social media. You've got to front it. Even Daniel Dubois fronted it and said it like, no, I didn't quit. And what did he do? He didn't have to do this. He produced scans of his orbital bone and stuff that was shattered or broken, yeah? Ben Whittaker can't do that. Ben Shalom can't do that on his behalf. Do you know why?
None.
Because
there is none.
Because there is none. Because it's fucking bullshit. Because he's running around airports, smashing people's phones up. he's in a wheelchair and he's punching holes in fucking walls. Like it's just pathetic. And,
after last weekend, which is a great card of boxing, other than the Sky Nicholson fight. Sorry, Sky Nicholson, and I don't want to keep digging out. Good fighter, but geez, like watching bloody paint dry.
Yeah.
But it's become a bit of a bloody soap opera, this card, isn't it? You know, with the Bivol, a lot of people going mad on social. Robbery, Bivol, the rest of it. Then the Ben Whittaker, Liam going over the ropes. Then the phone thing. Then walking around, jumping out his chair to punch holes in the wall. Coming off social media, spitting his dummy out, not wanting to front it. It's like a bloody soap opera since last weekend. Like, what is going on? It's like chaos.
You're a 27-year-old man. You're a fighter. You're getting paid $500,000 a week. So why can't you just come out and say, yeah, it weren't going my way, and I'd like to do the rematch, blah, 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 you know, and then cry on your fucking yacht, mate. Enjoying with loads of girls because you've got loads of gold. You can't even do that.
I'm not saying I'm not a PR expert, but I think a bit of savvy PR spin, and obviously you'd have to want to do this, would be for him to have gotten so after a period of reflection, come out and gone, do you know what, guys? I had a complete off night. Props to Liam Cameron. He took me into deep waters. I struggled. I'm going to go away for a year. I'm going to learn.
Yeah.
I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to rematch him, and I'm going to do the right things. And sorry, everyone, to all my fans. You know, I had a bad night at the office, but I'm going to right that wrong. There, just a nice. That would people would go. Do you know what? Fair enough. He's owning that. Fair enough. Let's
He's
see what
owning
you've got.
it.
All this hiding away, burying your head in the sand like an ostrich out in the Serengeti. Bury my head in the sand and hope it all goes away. It don't work because do you know what? The rest of your body's still there for everyone to see.
Yeah,
so,
and everyone's
being an idiot.
Everyone's bitching. So this is what Ben Shalom has had to say about the rematch. To me, it's duck. This is the duck. But let's get into it.
It seems that coming, but obviously him and his team are insisting on this rematch. So I'm not going to obviously put you on the spot, but realistically speaking, is that something you would jump straight into, or are you just going to wait and decide as a team?
I'll be honest, we have to see. He was meant to fight in December. That shows had to be postponed. We have to see how he comes back, and we have to see how his rehab goes, and we want him back in the ring early next year. Of course, I believe the rematch will happen. Ben Whittaker should be dealing, and no disrespect to Liam Cameron, I've said it, he's got to be dealing with those guys. I've never seen him hit by guys like that. I've never seen him slow on his feet. There wasn't something right. Anyone that knows Ben Whittaker knows that wasn't Ben Whittaker, and we'll look at that. But of course, I believe the fights happen. But first and foremost, I want to see him fit, healthy, and back in the ring.
What do you reckon? Duck or not to duck?
First of all, quickly, while it's on my mind, he's saying, and I understand he's doing a promoter's job, he's got to be dealing with guys like Liam Cameron. That's disrespectful. Liam Cameron is a very good professional, right? Yeah. He's not 100%. Up there with the Bivols and Baturbieves. He's not even on there with the Boatsis and the Yards of this world, but he's not far below that. He's on a Lyndon Arthur. He's a sort of IBO #2, potential IBO champion, Liam Cameron. I think he's still got that about. He could win like an IBO belt, European belt. He's a good fighter, right? So I don't like what he said there. Ben Whittaker might not be at that level in the professional ranks. He might not be on that Liam Cameron. Certainly not now. So I don't really like that. Oh, he should be dealing with it. I don't think he should be dealing with a Liam Cameron. I think that was a 50-50, 55-45 fight anyway. Like terrible matchmaking. Yeah. Why have you put him in there with him and expected him to do a job on him? Like, we didn't think that. So why are you thinking that? I'm astonished, to be honest, with that.
When you're walking around with T-shirts saying body bag season, like you're gonna knock someone out who's got a fucking good chin, who didn't even get put down by Lyndon Arthur, who can actually hit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and you're walking around going and saying,
got a wonderful jab. Lyndon Arthur's got a wonderful jab. He's a good fighter. He's been in there. He's been in there with the best. Lyndon Arthur beat Anthony Yardman. Lyndon, put some respect on Lyndon Arthur's name as well. I remember in the press conference, Chris going, "Oh, Lyndon, you couldn't even beat Lyndon or something like that." What all this do you know what this is? This is ego. This is ego that's got the better of him. And all that's happened is, right, Ben Whittaker's stock's gone like that, and Liam Cameron's stock's gone like that.
Has gone, boom!
Yeah, because he's humble.
Like, you know? Yeah, because he's humble. Like, I think Ben Whittaker, the bottom line is, he needs to humble himself. He needs to humble himself.
A little bit.
He needs to get and he needs to get a new, because you can be cocky, but you need to be humble. He needs to humble himself and realise, you might be getting all these accolades and all this money and shit, but you ain't shit yet. You're still learning. You're still learning, and that's it. So until you've achieved it and you back it up in the ring, like, you know, you need to humble yourself and be respectful, because Liam Cameron, like you say, that was a really bad proof of vengeance. He should be dealing with him. No, how can he deal with him? He's not even fought anyone near to that level. You fought fucking shitty journeymen, random fucking guys that you picked off Instagram. Who was that guy that you fought off Instagram? He was shit. He was shit.
Chris, he fought 2 fights ago, correct me if I'm wrong, right? He fought an area, I think the lad was from Coventry, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
He fought an area title guy, right, a couple of fights ago. I'm sure it was Ben Whittaker. Was I?
It was Ben Whittaker. It was, It was,
right? And actually, he had some good moments in that fight, the other guy. I forget his name. He actually had some good moments. You then fought a guy that's called you out at a press conference, right, that you didn't finish. You've then
some randomer off Instagram.
So Liam Cameron, brilliant amateur. I reckon they've underestimated Liam Cameron. They thought, he's had this ban. He's not what he was. He's been fan wanting, all the rest of it. He's in recreational drugs. He's not going to be fit. And they thought it was more of a cherry pick than what it was, and have come a cropper, right? He's gone from basically fighting at area level in the pro game, right, and then gone up to someone who's just fought Lyndon Arthur.
Like European, got to European level.
You know, all right, you can slag off the champion belt, but do you know what I mean? Like Lyndon Arthur is just below world level. Like, he's a good fighter, a very good fighter.
And Liam Cameron could have got the decision in that fight. And at the worst, Liam Cameron is at European level. At worst, So, like you say, you've gone from area level to European level, and it's it was too much. It was too much of a big jump. But now you have to rematch him, or you're going to get no respect all in. What are you going to do on your next fight? If anyone mentions you quitting or the Liam Cameron fight, what are you going to do? Not give interviews like a baby?
And Bivol,
Like you're a
Bivol didn't
27-year-old man.
stop Lyndon Arthur, did he? And he dominated Lyndon Arthur, but Lyndon Arthur went the 12 rounds. You know, didn't quit. Right, he's a gutsy guy, Lyndon Arthur. You know, and I just think they completely. Liam Cameron had some good moments in the Lyndon Arthur fight. It was quite a relatively close fight.
Really close.
They
Even Pat Barrett said so.
Right. His team around him, let's be honest, are fucked up here. He needed another 3-4 fights, just stepping up a little bit more. Someone maybe in the top 20 in the IBO or IBF or whatever. And then Liam Cameron a little, but I guess that they wanted to kind of make that fight. It's a big fight on the card. It just too quick.
Yeah, so that's it for us. Boxing Bros UK. Like and subscribe and tell us what you think of this situation. Are we being too hard? Are you like Johnny Nelson? Because Johnny Nelson seems to think that Ben Whittaker won all 5 rounds and that he didn't quit. And Johnny Nelson was blaming Ben Whittaker's corner, which I'd like to call him out on this shit because the corner told Ben Whittaker, calm down. They did what Johnny Nelson was saying that the corner should have done. They did do that. They told him to calm down. They told him to keep it long and start gassing out. So he didn't listen because he thought he was going to take his head off and he gassed himself out. But yeah, that's it. So I've got Johnny Nelson, but obviously he's a Sky fighter. Johnny Nelson works for Sky, and that's the way it is. I don't give a shit what anyone says. But like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, guys. Boxing Bros UK out.